All right, YouTubers, today we're working on this 2004 Toyota Avalon, I believe. It's a 6-cylinder. Let me make sure it is an Avalon. Yeah, XLS. We're going to be doing the inner tie rods on this vehicle. They're real loose, so we're gonna replace them. Okay, this is what this car is doing. Look how loose that is. It's gonna need the struts too, because it bounces a lot, but right now this is wobbling real bad, and it's that inner tie rod. It's real loose. We'll go to the other side now and I'll show you what the other side does. This side isn't bad at all as far as the inner tie rod, but we're gonna go ahead and change it out. You don't have that movement, but the strut also needs to be replaced on this vehicle. All right, YouTuber, we'll start by taking this carter pin out, and that shouldn't be a problem because I checked this about a few weeks ago. So this is a new carter pin, but we'll probably end up replacing it with a new one. Trying to grab it with these dives, but they're not the best ones I have. I think the tip's broken on them. Just take that out. Then we'll take that nut, and we need to remove that boot. Let's get you in there so you can see what's going on. Just take that boot off where there was some dirty 40. These ain't the pliers I was looking for, but they'll do. Just grab that clip, pinch it, and bring it out like that, guys. Now I gotta take these pliers and break that seal on that boot. There we go. And we'll leave it at that. We gotta go back there and break another clamp that's back there. But let's take this nut off before we do anything else, right? Ouch. Right here is a nut we need to remove. That's gonna be a 17 millimeter. And this should come out pretty easy. Like I said, I already checked it out a few weeks ago, so it should come out okay. We'll just bang it here. Move y'all guys back before I hit you. All right, got me some earmuffs. Oh, there it goes. I didn't need the earmuffs after all. Thought it was still on there tight, but came out. I know you probably can't see in there, but we're gonna find this little clamp, and I'm gonna put the edge of this prying bar on it, and I'm just gonna hit it with the hammer, and we're gonna break it off. You don't need it anymore. It's not reusable, so we're just gonna break it. I'm trying to get right on it there, guys. I know, you can't see, just bear with me, and I'll show you once it comes out, because it's very hard to film in there. And I'm on it now. Just gonna break it off. Here, guys, this is what we're going after. What I was talking about, when it's in there, it's gonna look like this. Let me bend it back into place. Okay, this is what it looks like. So you wanna reach in there with the long screwdriver or prying bar, and you line up on this little nub that's sticking out, and when you hit it with a hammer, boom, it's gonna break it open. And when we replace it, we're gonna use zip ties on both ends. I don't really like using the other on these, but if we can, we'll use it. But other than that, I'll just put a zip tie on there. But same thing as in the front, you want to twist it to break that seal. And pull on it. I'm gonna pop it out like this. See, look at that, it's all rusted, and look, doesn't have no tension. It's loose as a goose. Ouch. Sorry, I'm gonna be hearing me do ouch, ouch, because then, like I said, I have a torn rotary cuff, and it hurts every time I do a certain move. Look at that. Can y'all see that? Let's get you up close and personal. Rust. bone dry. No good. No bueno. Back on the tripod, guys. Alright, guys, I'm kind of jumping the gun here. Before you pop this out, let me put this nut just to make sure it don't pop out. You want to break loose this jam nut. If not, if I had it like the way I did earlier, it'd just be turning. So let's I don't know which way we gotta go here. Let's try it this way. I don't think that's the right way. I think we go towards the passenger or towards the driver's side. Yeah. Oh, I thought it got loose. I guess I went off. Let's hit it again. There we go. Yeah. You want to turn it towards the car, towards the back of the car, and just loosen it a little bit. And now we can pop this out, and I bet you this car is going to be one of those that's going to be hard to turn. You want to count the turns as you take this outer tie rod out. See if it's going to be easy. Nope. My luck, it's on there tight. So now we're going to have to grab this, hold it back here while we turn this and count the turns, or we can go ahead and try to pull it out completely from back there and then put it on a vise and do it that way. Let me see what I decide. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and go with this tool. All you do is open it up and it'll clamp onto this inner tie rod. We'll go around it and we'll be able to take it off, and I'll show you how it works here in a little bit. Let me put it on real quick. Usually you would slide it in through here, but we still have the boot, so we're gonna do it the hard way. And I'm trying to stay out of your way. Well, we'll do it up here so you can see. That's all we're doing. Putting the bolts on there. I think those are 15 millimeters. Don't go dropping these nuts, bud. I'm just gonna put it on there and tighten it like that. You can see. Okay, we got it on there. Now I'm using this long extension, which I'm not too crazy about because I'll lose leverage, but I think it'll work. If it's too tight, it's gonna be tough, but there we go. See how it broke it loose? Now, we gotta take that off so I can turn it and get it off completely. Let me do that real quick. I guess y'all can watch how it comes out. If you get too close to a part, it turns it off. Okay, let's take this off. Maybe I can get it off like this. And another way you can take this off is with some vice grips. I don't have room for vice grips here, but that's how I've done it in another car. If you have enough room, get it with the vice grips, and then take a prying bar, and once you lock on it, use the prying bar. Say you locked on it up here, use the prying bar against the frame and push down on it, and it'll break it loose. I've used vice grips before, but now I've got several tools to take them off that I still use the vice grips on some vehicles. Okay, just keep twisting it till it comes off, and there it goes. Some come with this little washer thing. You just put it on here. Anyway, it goes in there like that, and then you twist it in there. Ugh. Okay, we got it off now. Now we can take this tool off. Slide it off. Okay, I got it on the vise, and now we're just gonna turn this outer tie rod and count the turns, and then when I put the new one and we'll put this back in, I'll count the turns and put it back where it was. It'll get you pretty close to where you were at. But this is what I was talking about. I thought it was gonna be hard to take off. I've had some that you have to hold this and twist this, and with this arm that I have messed up, I can't do that, so I decided just take it off completely, from the inner tie rod. So if you're having a hard time with this, you can do it this way. You know, take it off from the inner tie rod. But anyway, we'll go ahead and start counting the turns. It's going to be 1, 2, and so on. Okay, this one took 14 turns. Comes out on the 14. And back here, y'all notice I had a little, like a washer. This goes back here. When y'all put it on, the new one should come with one. If not, you can reuse this one. And some don't even have it, you know, but when you put it in there, just stick it in there. Make sure these little folded sides are right here where you've got the little indentation. And that indentation is so you can use a wrench. If you have room in there, you can use a wrench to grab it. I don't have a wrench that big, but this is what you do. See, get the idea, guys. It's perfect there, and you can just take it off with that. But usually you don't have room for a wrench under that car. Okay, now that we have it off, take it out of the vise. Finish unscrewing this nut. Once you get it off, slide the clamp. Now the boot comes off. Save this boot, don't mess it up, because those boots are hard to find. You can get a universal, but they look like crap. They don't fit right, but if you get lucky, you'll get one that does fit. But every time I torn one up, I have a hard time finding it. I have to end up ordering it. Phone's ringing. So I have extras here that I take out. See that one? That one right there? In case I mess up one, I've got a boot. And remember, we counted the turns. I put it right here so I don't forget. Now let's go get the part. I don't have it with me. And when you do a job like this, what you really want to do is you want to replace the outer tie rod and inner tie rod. You know, get everything new on both sides. But you know, some people are on a budget, so I do what I can for them. Unless this was really torn up, I would tell them, let's go ahead and get the outer tie rod. But customer is on a budget. All right, YouTubers, we got the new one. This is what comes with the new one. This and this, so you can grease it up. And this one, it'll go like this, because if you look inside the vehicle, which we'll see here in a little bit, it's got some little cuts, and that's where those two little protruding little metal aluminum things are gonna go, and it locks it in there. But it goes this way. You put it in there like that. These are locked in the little slots that's in there. But anyway, let's go ahead and grease this bad boy up. You get another glove real quick. You can use whatever gloves you want. Grab these. I mean, I keep a stock of them, and I use them for an oil change or for something like this. All right. And this is very hard to turn when they're new. So we'll grease it up, and once I get it in there, I'll grease it up some more. So make sure we get it in there real good. And don't drop it. And we'll try to move it here in a little bit, so I don't make a mess the shop floor. Okay, since it's so hard to move, I put it on a vise. Then see, now you can turn it. Be able to move it around. Get in there real good. Push it real good. Now we'll take the washer, and with the things inward, and if you can see in here, you can see them indentions in there. Let me get you up close. See them little slots? That's where these will line up. Just like this. Boom, it hits. Okay, but we're gonna put it in here, and then we're gonna screw this in. And before we do the final tightening, we'll make sure those are lined up. Okay, it helps if you get this straight. If it's crooked, it's gonna wobble. That's what I was doing. I got a few threads in there, then I was able to move it like this, back and forth, till you kind of get it straight. It makes it easier to just turn. Still a little wobbly, but not like it was at first. You can at least turn it. And remember, before you lock it, make sure you got those little clips in their slot there. I'm trying to find it. And right there, locked. So now I'll go ahead and tighten it more. And there it's locked. And now you can take that tool or vice grips. All right, we got the tool. And whenever you use this tool, make sure you tighten it where you're gonna have room to turn it. So we're gonna be turning it up. So I'm gonna bring it a little bit down. That way I can put my ratchet in there and tighten it up. And we'll be able to grab this. Okay, let's get the long extension and that ratchet. And let's tighten this bad boy up. And right there, it's tight already. That'll work. I've never had these come loose. So just give it hell. Once you can't tighten no more, that's good enough. And I went ahead and put a zip tie already on it. You can wait till you're in there, but this is the first time I'm doing it like this. So let's see how that goes. Make sure there's a little dip right here where the boot kind of hangs. So make sure you cross that. Come on, light. And make sure you go over. And let me turn you off for a little bit. I'm gonna get down there and make sure we're over where it's supposed to be. Let's see if we can. All right, let's see if we can get you in there. It's all the way back. It wasn't earlier. I had to push it. We were still off. Now I pushed it. Turn it around like this. Make sure it's on there, and it is. And that's it. So it needs to stay caught. Now we just tie the zip tie. There. I'm gonna tighten it better. Okay, now I'm gonna cut the excess on the. See what I mean about that light? If I get too close to something, that sensor turns it off. Ken, let me show you real quick what I was talking about. Now, like I said, when I took this off in the beginning, it felt like it was hard and I was gonna have to hold this and turn this. But instead of doing that, I went ahead and pulled it off completely. But if you don't have an issue, if this is real loose, you can just leave it like it is. Take this off first, count the turns, and then go ahead and take this off. But I did it the other way because I thought it was gonna be very hard to hold. Okay, like I said, there's a little line here that usually catches that other end of the boot. So let's pull this a little bit further down till it gets into that slot. Right there to hear it pop. And I'll put this, and if I have a hard time, I'll put a zip tie. And a zip tie would be fine. A lot of people think that this boot is there to hold fluid in. And that's not it. It's just a dust cover. Just to hold dust from, just to keep dust from going in there. I've had several people tell me, like, you know, when they were putting this on, they were trying to tighten the zip tie on, and because they didn't want it leaking. And I go, well, if you're leaking from there, your rack and pinion's done. It's only for dust, to keep dust. So a zip tie will be just fine. Okay, let's get this in there. And I hate these clips. I usually throw them away, but hey, this one's gonna work. Well, I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna work. Bring that up. Now we're ready to put the 14 turns on this bad boy. Okay, and don't forget your jam nut. I'll put that baby in there first. And remember, 14 turns. And let's start with this facing down. So we'll do 1, 2, 14. Bring that jam nut up front and lock it, and then we tighten it up. Okay, before I tighten that jam nut, I'm gonna put it in here, or it's just gonna be spinning on me. I'm gonna run this by hand in the castle nut, or yeah, castle nut. There. And it's a 22 millimeter. And this time we're going, which way are we going? Towards the front. And that's good enough, guys. And look at that. It doesn't shake it. Well, that's the rotor. I grabbed the rotor. But look, it doesn't wobble like it did earlier. It's nice and tight. First, I thought it was a wheel bearing when I shook it. The first time, that wheel bearing's out. But now it was the inner tie rod. Okay. I took that castle nut off so I can show you something. Always remember where that little hole is where the cotter pin's gonna go. Right there. Remember which way it's facing. So when you tighten that castle nut, you won't be like me trying to find that slot or that hole to put the cotter pin in. Okay, sorry, I was trying to focus the camera. Okay, you know it's facing this way, so let's put this on there. And I forgot what size that was, a 17 maybe. Let's see. 17 millimeter. Okay, let's see if we're pretty close to it, or we're gonna need to tighten it some more. Well, it won't go in, so let me see which way I need to go. Okay, needs a little more. There we go. See, we're in. Now let's just grab one of these and just bend it out and bend the other one the opposite way. It ain't going nowhere. All right, YouTubers, and that's how you change a inner tie rod on a 2004 Toyota Avalon. Thanks for watching, and like always, I really appreciate you, and God bless.